Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Sneaker Updates. This will be Sneaker Updates number 44. If you happen to be new here, this has now become a weekly series on the channel, and if you're not familiar with the series, essentially we go over a variety of different sneakers, those of which got updates for throughout this week. For example, some of those may potentially include some Nike and Off-White, Yeezys, Jordans, and more. But with that short little intro out of the way, why don't we jump right into the first update. First, we'll be kicking it off with some Off-White, since I know that's what you guys seem to like the most. Let's kick it off with the Vapor Street Off-White women's track and field sneakers. These were initially set to be dropping in October, however, stores have yet to receive any pairs. Presumably, the release should occur in mid-November, likely prior to the SBs, which we'll get to soon, because I know you guys are really excited to hear about those. Regarding the Waffle Racer Off-Whites, we won't be seeing those, unfortunately, for quite a while. According to Pirates, they are currently scheduled for December 12th for $150. But of course, this is subject to change, and to keep you guys updated, feel free to turn on post notifications and subscribe if you have yet to. Regarding all 6 of those pairs, you can expect small profit with a poor margin, similar to what we saw with the Tigers, but I know you guys are most excited for the Dunks, hence we're going to be discussing those now. Initially, these were also set to be releasing in October. Just like the Vapor Street, stores still have yet to receive pairs, unfortunately, nor have any loaded on any sites. It's fair to say they won't be dropping, unfortunately, for a little while, but they certainly will be dropping before 2020. It should also be prior to the Waffles, so we won't have to wait too long. Feel free to subscribe and turn on post notifications again to stay updated when it comes to the exact release date when it comes to these. But yeah, that's essentially it for Off-White. Just wanted to keep you guys in the loop for that. But now, before we move on to the Yeezys, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the sponsor for today's video, and it's something that I feel will really benefit you guys as well as sellers or buyers. If you guys are looking for steals in the secondary market, whether it's a new or old sneaker, you can feel free to check out the Poshmark app with the link in the description. It's completely free, guys. You can feel free to check it out. Of course, there are many secondary market platforms, but this is simply just another free one you can add to your arsenal, broadening your horizon. Of course, there's much more than sneakers on there as well. If you're looking for designer clothing, there's plenty on there to peruse. But most importantly, what I feel will benefit you guys the most, it's a fantastic place to sell products that you may find trouble profiting off of at normal secondary market platforms. Keep in mind, unlike other secondary market platforms, Poshmark's traffic primarily consists of individuals with a lack of knowledge to the secondary market. For example, let's say I have a pair of Citroen Yeezy 350s that I normally would lose money on other platforms. On Poshmark, on the other hand, there's plenty of demand from the general public who simply want a Yeezy. Doesn't matter which Yeezy, they just want a Yeezy, and they really don't know the difference between which ones. Not to mention, there's also significantly less competition when it comes to selling on Poshmark. But yeah, I really did want to stress the point that it is an easy way to sell bricks that you normally wouldn't be able to sell on other platforms. Selling on Poshmark is extremely easy and efficient with the very self-explanatory selling process. So again, it's free, and it's just another thing I believe will help you guys while also supporting the channel. You can feel free to check it out with the link in the description. With that being said, why don't we move on to what else we're going to be talking about, and that is going to be the Yeezys. Kicking it off, courtesy of Yeezy Mafia, the Yeezy 350 V2 Yecheil will be dropping in January of 2020. I'm happy to see Kanye making more diverse colorways other than just earthy tone colorways. These will certainly look less ugly on feet, I promise. Well, at least I hope. Moving on, courtesy of Kiku's Show, we have an in-hand look at the Yeezy 350 Yecheil. The reflective pair should drop December 13th, and the non-reflective pair should be dropping December 15th for $220 each, just like all V2s. When I look at this colorway, it sort of reminds me of old fake Yeezys, you know, the ones back in the day that were just really terrible fakes, the ones you would see in malls. I don't know. Tell me if you can relate. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, moving on now, courtesy of Han Zuying, we have an in-hand look at the Yeezy 350 V2 Yeezy, if that's how you pronounce it. If not, I do apologize, which should follow the previous previous pair, potentially dropping reflectives on the 17th and non-reflectives on the 19th of December for $220 each. Of course, this is subject to change, and this pair is just an assumption, that of which I will keep you guys updated for. But moving on, we also got official images loaded up for the Yeezy 500 Soft Vision. These are going to be dropping November 2nd for $200. Now, unlike the previous Yeezys we just spoke about, where you should expect to be at least able to make a decent profit in sizes under 7 and perhaps lunch money in sizes under 10, when it comes to these, I am certainly skeptical when it comes to profitability in sizes over 7 at all. And at best, you're looking at maybe small profit to lunch money in sizes under 7. But of course, maybe this will change as we approach November 2nd. This is, by the way, going to be a full-size run if you're interested in getting a couple of pairs for your kids. Then on November 23rd for $200, we have another Yeezy 500 dropping. This is going to be the Yeezy 500 Stone, and courtesy of Koala HSH, we do have an in-hand look at these. They're certainly not the same as previous 500s that we've saw in terms of the materials being used on the upper, but still, it's not much of a difference, you know, same earthy tone vibe, not too crazy about it. Let me know your thoughts though. Also, not that many care, but for $300 you can get the Teal Blue 700 on November 9th. Or you could wait for them to go on sale at some places, or even potentially lower at secondary market platforms, for example, perhaps Poshmark, for under $300. Then some 700s that I'm actually excited for, and I'll tell you why I'm excited for these. MNUN Triple Black and also Orange 700s, because the retail is only $220. Could you imagine that? A Yeezy 700 with only a retail of $220? Well, certainly it leaves plenty of room for profitability, especially if these are going to be somewhat limited, which I do suspect them to be. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated though. Finally, last but not least for Yeezys, don't forget we have the full family size run restock of the Yeezy 350 V2 Black. Stock will certainly be high. In fact, it should be around doubled what we initially saw, but there still is plenty of demand for these, and what illustrates this is looking at the cream Yeezy 350 V2, which was also a simplistic colorway just like these black 350 V2s. However, there was significantly more stock on those in comparison to these, even post restock. So yeah, I would not stress too much over profitability. Regardless of what size you get, you should be able to profit off of these. Of course though, the sizes under 7 will be the best. But with that out of the way, why don't we move on to some Jordans? Kicking it off, courtesy of Han Zuying, we have an in-hand look at the Reverse Pine Green Jordan 1. These drop February 29th for $160, and I have to admit, guys, I did talk poorly of these when it came to a previous video a couple of weeks ago, but now getting a better look at these, seeing that the outsole isn't actually red and it's only the tongue red, I do certainly like these. Let me know what you guys think about them. But I would have to say the original Pine Green is definitely better in my opinion. Also, a friendly reminder, October 22nd, the Fearless Women's Ones will be dropping for $160. There's not going to be a lot of profit to be made on these. However, when it does come to very small sizes and also very large sizes, because it is a women's shoe, keep in mind, not a men's shoe where it would normally be under sizes 10, you should still be able to make small profit, perhaps lunch money or so, but you should still go for these when it comes to those smaller or very large sizes. Moving on, according to Pirates, we will be getting another SB Jordan 1 Low for $120 on December 6th. Now, something I know you guys will enjoy, courtesy of the Jordan Vault 23, we have a closer look at the Yellow Cactus Jack Jordan 6. We initially saw Travis Scott wearing these, but now, of course, you guys have a better look at what you should expect from this pair. They were initially said to be FNF exclusive, but we should actually end up seeing a drop for these in February with a retail of $250 with also a full family size run. But moving on from those, courtesy of Z Sneakerheads, we have a mock-up of the women's Jordan 1 patent leather Aura dropping in spring of 2020 for $160. But there's another patent leather Jordan 1 that I'm much more excited for, and I'm sure you guys are much more excited for as well. The patent leather one I know that you guys are most excited for is going to be the blue and red Fearless Pack Jordan 1. Now, we spoke about earlier that the brown sparkly pair is going to be dropping. Not going to be doing too great. On the contrary, when it does come to these, the blue and red pair dropping November 2nd for $160, regardless of what size it is, even the sizes in the middle, because keep in mind, it's a women's shoe, smaller size is best, bigger size is also best, middle zone isn't so great. When it comes to these, all sizes should be profitable, and of course, It's a very nice pair. I know, some people are calling them clown shoes, but give them some time. Give some people some time to perhaps see them in hand. Similar to what we saw in the market when it came to the top 3 Jordan 1s, I do suspect post-drop you will see demand increase. To end off Jordan highlights for today, just a reminder that the Shattered Backboard 3.0 Jordan 1 drops October 26th in men and also grade school pairs. All sizes under 11 should be profitable, and that includes all grade school sizes as well. I know some people are complaining about these because they have the ivory outsole in comparison to it being white. Not only that, but of course, the upper is patent leather. It's all bumpy. It's supposed to be like broken glass, but personally, I think it's unique. Let me know what you guys think about them though. Also, just before we move on, I did want to mention to you guys, we already spoke about earlier that we are supposed to be seeing the OG high cut bred Jordan 1s re-releasing. In addition to those, also the Chicago high cut Jordan 1s releasing, those of which I'm extremely excited for, and you guys should too, but unfortunately, no updates for those. Now, with Jordans out of the way, why don't we move on to some miscellaneous sneakers. First off, on October 24th, the Pineapple House Kyries will be dropping for $130. Just like past SpongeBob collaborations, there should be easy small profit to be made on these. Nothing too significant, but of course, at least a lunch money opportunity, especially when it comes to sneakers, where you do have free returns and free cancels. Would highly recommend going for these. Now, moving on, just a reminder that the Skeleton Air Force 1s do drop October 25th for $130. There is certainly a good margin to be made on these with the retail being that low, and demand is also very high on these, although you should not expect the profitability to be just as nice as it was when it came to the white pair. That'll conclude it for today. Again, if you did want another free platform to buy and sell new or used sneakers or clothing, whatever it is, be sure to check out Poshmark with the link in the description. It's completely free. Feel free to check it out, and keep in mind it does support the channel and I do appreciate it. And of course, I know that it will benefit you guys. It's only one more thing to add to your arsenal, but with that, feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed, or if you perhaps learned a thing or two. Also subscribe and turn on post notifications if you do want to stay updated when it comes to any of these releases I mentioned today, or for future hyped releases. With that, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your day.